Ouch, yes, this watch welcomes to be recommended, one-click triple. As long as you don't shake the moon, pushing cards in front of dreams is a very decompressing toy. It captured a large number of players with sound and paragraph feedback. So for the past 6 months, it has been very popular in the circle. There are double-layered, 3-layer linear positions, non-linear magnetic structures and mechanical structures, etc. Side inference and analogy rose as one of the branches. I personally love it. Cherry was earlier a more representative side push. One is the old blacksmith's poker pusher. One is MOT's smile, good at pushing cards. Both works put the object in the original. The gameplay and EDC gameplay are very self-consistent and soft. Can be said that it is a toy with both the God and the EDC circle. In fact, it is a mixture of fish and dragons. There are not many classic works that can become classics. But I believe that no matter how you change it, poker push and fan push will both have a place in the classics. That's right. A good reputation does not depend on one's own strength. Next, let's talk about the assistant of the MOT label, who is chaotic and chaotic. Very particular about doing things and being kind. The after-sales service is also very good, so the popularity of the label is very high in the circle. The works produced are also better than the other ones that can be like The Divine Realm, The Sanctuary, Laughing at the Distant Fan Shention Lake, and so on. Among them, Fans and Gourds are both works with the theme of national style. That is another very accomplished award medal for the theme of national style. Mu Ing Chaopin has also released several original works with great charm, like the cover T of The Three Talented Youth. Hot Pot Youth have both appearance and gameplay. Therefore, this strong alliance presents players with the joint work K Lingshan. This joint work is designed by Mu Ying's designer Hollow. On the basis of the appearance and structure of the Eve fan, a certain degree of innovation has been made. First of all, the appearance of the MOT Eve fan restores the shape of the classic fan very well. It is very simple and relatively decent. And when I saw the Spirit fan for the first time, I felt very amazed. It breaks the traditional fan and the stereotype in our minds. The biggest feature is that the appearance is constructed with 3 fan surfaces as a whole, and inherited the essence of smelling the fan. The unwinding model adopts the monk's head complex model. The use of the ancient square head is very particular. Interested friends can do their own homework. I won't start popular science here. This termination payment is called Listening to the Rain, and the name comes from Li Xiangying's poem, The Autumn Clouds Do Not Disperse, crying and listening to the sound of rain kept by double flights. Hollow's original design was inspired by the veins of leaves. But after painting, I feel that the overall development is more like the appearance of a lotus leaf. Indeed, we can see this listening language. Use the simplest lines to show the root mirror leaves. And the veins of the leaves are not used. That simple yin or yang ku. Instead, it is a progressive way to carry out CNC machining, which is simple and very layered. As the finishing touch, it is because it unfolds to present a hollow circle. Weight loss is one thing. I feel that it has the beauty of the stars in the conjunction and the moon in the shed. There is also a round of bright moon in the blue waves, half illuminating the previous dust, half illuminating the golden temperament. Between opening and closing, it shows the fullness and emptiness of yin and yang. In a mirror and a movement, all are profits and losses. So just rush to this jade duck. I feel that the life experience and culture are lagging behind. Literacy is already at a very high level. I hold it in my hand. This is a limited edition high alloy, black and stainless steel in this regular release. The black one has been celebrated, and stainless steel is the main cost-effective. In terms of appearance, I recommend friends with financial ability to enter the new high alloy color version. The golden ones are very similar to the leaves of the ginkgo biloba in autumn. Purple and ridge bandits are more suitable for the color of lotus leaves. In terms of feel, the alloy is also smoother than stainless steel and has a better sound. Let's talk about the name of this mountain and sea from the above mountain and sea text. The first feeling I felt when I saw this literary road, It is very similar to the ancient monarch flag. It is the 30 meritorious Chun and the earth, 8,000 miles away, clouds and moon. In the dark I feel that he is like the slope knife of the Song dynasty and has gone between the dance. The boxing is not surprising. 100,000 Zhan Yen Luo's momentum. He and listening to the words just formed a combination of literature and martial arts. Then these two fans in hand are both civil and military, looking at it from the side. Whether it's the fan head on the backgammon or the edge of the fan, the thinning treatment shows more details and layering. The charm and form are also more three-dimensional. Deep Sea currently sells titanium alloy and brass materials. In contrast, I prefer brass ones, because this Time Talon's color test is a bit of a different shade. Based on the standard of perfection in my mind, there is still a lot of room for improvement. And the weight of the brass press hand and the color after oxidation, it can better reflect the sense of heaviness precipitated by history. In terms of feel, these two have their own merits. Titanium alloy does not have a great sticky color. Instead, it is this slightly matte texture. The feedback is crisp when pushing. The sound is also relatively loud. There is a feeling of a small steel cannon. Brass has better lubrication than titanium alloy, and the sound is much more restrained. It is worth mentioning that each fan surface of the Xiao Yao fan is wider than that of the Exorcism fan. But the curved surface of the two fans is almost the same when unfolded. Why is that? Let's take it apart and see the structure. The similarity between the two fans is that there are 3 magnets in the slide rail. There is a magnet in the fiber column so that the hole can be opened and closed. The difference between each 4-stage gameplay is that the slide rail of the Xiao Yao fan is down. Both the slide rail and the fiber beads have 2 magnets above to enhance the magnetic force. In this way, every 2 blades of the fan are on 4 magnets when opening and closing, and 6 magnets with different magnetic forces down converted. There is a detail that is also the focus. The front and back fan surfaces are single-sided inlaid magnets. The middle leaf is responsible for the front and back, and magnets are installed on both sides. But because the magnet is relatively thick, the overlapping positions on both sides cannot be fully inlaid. So the wire pillar and the slide rail are the same magnet. The one above and the reverse are also the same magnet. The advantage of this design is that it is similar to the combination of strong and weak magnets. It is a disadvantage that you basically don't skip a paragraph when playing. It is that the battle area of these 2 magnets is relatively small, and there is a risk of falling off. The magnet in my hand fell off and it was glued back. In contrast, the K-Ling fan put the slip tail on it. This makes it spread out in a larger area, can show more fans. The thread and fiber column are also close to the side end. Only one magnet is arranged below to enhance the magnetic force. When opening and closing like this, there are only 4 magnets on every 2 fan surfaces. Not as tight as a fan. If you rub it faster, there will be skipping sections. Its mid-leaf fan surface is not compromised because of the thickness, the front and back. The slide rail and fiber column are fully equipped with magnets, which also visually looks more upright. Another difference is that the line position column of the Jinling fan is relatively high. In this way, the 3 fan surfaces are not close to each other, leaving a certain gap between them. The mountains and seas are not obvious. We directly look at the words. Since the above is a low-entry design, and the line columns are on one side, this gap looks obvious. If the screw in the following line position is not tightened, it will be a little loose when pressed. But the advantage is that there is no need to put special dragons on the fan surface. If you want to stick it, you can stick it in the track slot, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't stick these 4 materials and they don't feel colorful. According to the convention, when talking about shortcomings, we should first talk about freedom and goodness. Because the line pillar is not so high, it is more powerful when pushed backwards like this. Occasionally these are pushed out. This issue has been improved in later left-open versions. The left-hand version has a higher and wider limit column. But the left-open version of Xiao Yaoshan is relatively thin, if you are used to playing thick. No matter how thin you play, you won't get used to your fingers, and you always have to find that power point. K-Ling fan, what I want to complain about is this line position. This tool is delivered in a screw package. You have to exert force on one side at the same time to unscrew the screws. The gadget is not very easy to use, and after unscrewing, you will find a sleeve structure on the side. It is very difficult to unscrew the center column first. You have to wear rubber gloves or put on the pliers directly. Of course, if it weren't for the bearing on this side, you don't need to twist it either. Here are the original ideas. I would like to wear a 4mm paracord. But if you wear a paracord, if there is no thread screw, it will loosen here. It affects the feel of the hand. So for the bird spirit fan, my suggestion is not to wear a flash rope. Don't move these two screws to drive coal. And the fan points on both sides of the Xiaoyao fan can be unscrewed with an ordinary screwdriver. Its central column and fan are integrally molded, and a rope hole is reserved below. Although you can't get a thicker paracord, but hanging a tassel is more than enough. Taken together, the spiritual fan is also a great retreat work if it can be changed in the iterative product. The few shortcomings I mentioned above would be more perfect. I personally admire works with national style themes. After all, we have thousands of years of cultural treasure troves. Inspiration. Materials are inexhaustible. Inexhaustible. But it's still the same sentence, it's easy to add. Is it difficult to do subtraction? Can you express complex artistic conception in a simple form? It depends on the designer's skills. So which one do you prefer? Friends are welcome to leave a message in the comment area and pay attention to the acquisition recommendation. I told you not to spend an appointment, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.